about impaired driving and distracted driving and how it actually affects everybody from teenagers to adults. Impaired driving and alcohol-based teenage deaths are averaging between 9,500 and 10,000 a year. And that can be anywhere from drink driving to texting, which is a huge factor anymore. Not just talking about texting. So your eyes are not on the road, and you don't even have to be drunk. There's also many different kinds of impaired driving. Obviously, alcohol is one of them. There is drug-related deaths. There is, they have had studies about lack of sleep. Can also not just be distracted, but can also be impaired driving. So you might not be awake and something jumps up in front of you and they can still charge you with manslaughter, even though you weren't under any kind of drugs or anything else. There's also that every day 20 people in the United States die in motor vehicles accidents that do require someone else being an impaired driver. So even if you're wide awake and everything else, somebody can come out of the blue and just hit you because they're impaired, whether it's you sleep deprived, alcohol, drugs, or just, in fact, I read another study that actually family members could be a huge distraction with you. Your spouse arguing with the kids in the back, yelling, screaming. Any of those can not only be distracted driving, can actually be impaired driving because you're fully mentally distracted, but then you also could be physically impaired because you're turning around and looking and yelling and screaming. And that really is, I think, as a personal, higher than lack of sleep or drugs and drinking. So anything from using a cell phone, which everybody knows not to use, texting, even Bluetooth, setting up on your little hands-free devices can also be quite distracting. Because what happens if you're driving and, okay, phone's off, say it off, and you gotta move around, what happens in that 2 seconds, they say is all it takes. And then you look up and somebody's in the way, you get hit. It's not as huge as it used to be because people are more responsible with the hands-free devices. But again, distracted driving can also be hands-free device, but you have a whole bunch of teens in the back with you talking while you're on the phone at the same time. I've seen that happen before. Driving experience, there's 2,200 deaths every year from teens from experienced driving because parents is a huge factor of not teaching the kids about the correct ways to drive, about distracting. That's why they say you should have a certain amount of people in the car when you're a teen yet. Don't have fully loaded cars because that is a proven fact of causing distracted driving crashes. So that's 2,200 every year just from inexperienced driving. So as a parent, myself, I am teaching my boys at now 13, going up 14 about driving already. I know it's not legal, but I put him out in the country with me next to him, just teaching him basic safety. So he has 2 years to learn. It's the biggest part of, how do you say it, distracted driving that can really kill somebody, I believe, is just being aware, being awake, and actually just common sense, really. Before you even get in the car, okay, did I have a beer? Studies also say for somebody who's very small, like Taylor, for instance, okay, you had fully dinner, you ate, you had a glass of wine. Okay, 1 5-ounce glass of wine is considered, per hour would keep you at that 0.08 limit. So a guy my size, for instance, 1 glass of wine, probably wouldn't do anything. But they say on average human being, 2 ounces of hard liquor, 5 ounces of wine, and 1 12-ounce beer is the equivalent of keeping 1 per hour to keep your legal limit at 0.08. And when you have that first one, okay, that's nothing, have another one, okay,